Welcome to the Lion's Share. My name is Alistair McLean, and I'm a mentor of the Pure Masculine and a decoder of consciousness. Today I do another episode called My Dark Persona, with the subtitle The Blue Moon and the Hidden Truth Within Me. My Dark Persona is a series of channeled messages from within. Sometimes they come from the ego, but due to the integration and purification of my ego, it has started to become truth from the heart. So I just channel, I write, and then afterwards I will discuss. And hopefully you will understand through your journey in your future what you can learn from my sharing of my dark persona. Today is the blue moon. It is a supermoon, and it is in Pisces, and it's a sturgeon moon. All of these messages, all of these different decodings, illusions, abundance, emotions, greatness, and the deep blue emotions, the sacredness and sanctity of the blue of the voice, the vocal expression, all of these come into the energies that emit today. I am the blue moon. So, what voice wants to be heard within me today? I channel the voice within. I am the voice of time, the voice of reason, the voice of a champion. I am the voice that nobody wants to hear because I am here and there and everywhere, but only in the places you avoid, for I am truth. This blue moon highlights my blue voice in all its expression. I speak from the depths, from the dark blue. I speak and howl from deep within, for it is only within me that I can speak from now. The heart is unlocked. The heart is open. Let me speak. Live and only live. This is my message. I don't want to hurt anyone anymore. But I seem to be hurting everyone all the time. Even when I'm trying to be kind and loving, I hurt people with my love. Because what is more painful than love? I'm so fed up of being myself, telling the truth, and for what, when it just ends up hurting and pushing everyone away from me. I open my heart, I share my wisdom, I thank others for their kindness and wisdom, their presence, but they find a way to blame me for the trouble in their life. Just my presence is enough to trigger someone into the shame because I shine so bright. Just standing next to someone on a train in a crowded room is enough to make them feel uncomfortable, and that's without action. When I speak in public, people are either in awe or they stare at the ground into shame and uncomfortability because I share the beauty of truth, the beauty of life, and it highlights how incredibly ignorant they are to the love around them. My work, my being, highlights the lies that everyone has bought. My voice, my writing, my truth, hardly anyone dares to listen, for it triggers the shame in them. So how may I trigger you today? I am misunderstood. The pure masculine is misunderstood. His voice, his energy, his words, his actions, all misunderstood. Because nobody believes that someone can speak with such truth, such convincing knowledge without lies, without judgments, without projections. So what will the trigger be today? Will it be the fact that you believe I shine brighter? Will it be that I am doing something you wish you were doing? Is it that you are also just as ignorant as I was? Or is it because I used the word you? Do I sound like I am all-knowing and know more than you? Is that enough to trigger you? Is it that you live a lie? Just imagine if you listened to what I had to say in reverence. Just imagine how much you could learn from me. I am light years ahead of the collective. I stood in reverence to the feminine. I sat there and I listened, and I allowed myself to be torn apart over and over by the dragon of power, the deep feminine. I'm fed up of not believing in myself. I'm fed up of not speaking my truth. I'm pure, I'm here. People believe they are not ready for me, while they will be soon. Their whole world will come crashing down, and I will be there with open arms. My journey has taken me away from my old life, away from the lies that kept me prisoner. It took me away from the false relationships with every person in my life. It took me away from self-harm. It took me away from false riches. It took me away from lusting for things I did not need. It took me away from those who would harm me or betray me. It took me away from fear and delivered me into love and self-belief. It took me away from spirituality and religion and delivered me into nature. It took me away from drugs and poisons and sent me to work with stones and plants. It took me away from false dreams and delivered me into the unknown, gently asking me to create my own way. It took me away from the old journey and into the new. It took me away from the fourth dimension and shot me into the fifth dimension. It took me away from small belief to take responsibility for myself as a leader that the world has not yet known on such a level. It took me away from seeking knowledge and taught me wisdom. It took me away from my ego and delivered me into my heart. It took me out of the sky and into my body. It took me away from disease and into my shamanism. I stake my claim as the greatest. I stake my claim as the leader of the new way. I stake my claim as the sacred rainbow warrior. I stake my claim as the way shower of the pure masculine in partnership with Hazel Evans, the way shower of the deep feminine. I stake my claim as the inspiration and mentor of new healing and wisdom. I am the new way, for I am its creator. I stake my claim as a truth speaker. I'm fed up of hiding who I am. Judge me, project onto me, belittle me, it matters not, for the truth will show itself on this blue moon. I am here. I am what the world has been waiting for. I am here, and I am not what it looks like, or what you think it looks like. I am not what you think it sounds like. I am not what you think it feels like. I am the never-ending fight for love. I am the defender of the realm, the protector of all who stand in love. I am here for the me, the I, the all, the we, the us, and I will do it with my heart, my lion heart. So what can we learn from this channeling? This channeling talks about the pain of ignorance, the pain of what happens when you do the work and you're left with the people who are still doing the work. It speaks of frustration and loneliness, the frustration of how difficult it is to be yourself, how difficult it is to know your path and not be able to tell anyone about it because they will judge it. They will judge it to be less than what it truly is. It's the frustration of not being able to talk about yourself in a grand way without sounding like you have a God complex. It's the truth of the pain that is felt that when you do share your truth, people throw their ignorance at you, just like they threw stones at Jesus. They were throwing their ignorance at him. They threw stones at Mary. They're throwing their ignorance because they cannot stand to feel the true power of love. As I said in the reading, what's more painful than love? Please, I dare you, ask yourself that question, because there is nothing more painful than love. For love conquers everything, even betrayal. It is the frustration of living a truth, a truthful life, in an environment that is based on lies. It is also the frustration of time. Why am I not ready yet? Why is everybody not ready yet? When will the change happen? When will fifth dimensional consciousness smack people around the face like a wet fish and wake them up? When will people realize the truth is so much greater than the lies they live? When will people listen to me? That is the pain that I share with a lot of people, I'm sure, and everybody wants to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong. But what if there is no right or wrong, just truth? The majority of people share from either one or two directions, fear or love. I used to share from fear, I used to share from control, I used to share from avoidance. Today I share from purity and truth. I speak over the ignorance. I cut through the ignorance with my sword, my pure, bright, white sword. Unlike most men, I have cleaned my sword. I know what it means to clean the sword. And this channeling from the inner voice inside me today is very closely linked to the blue moon. It's linked to my purpose. It's linked to my future and how that involves everyone and everything, because we are all connected. We are all one, as they say. To me, the oneness is presence. It is the presence in the body, the presence in love. If there is only a part of you that is present in fear, you cannot feel oneness, you cannot feel presence. But when you do feel presence, when you are truly here, then you know what is here. We are already in paradise. But for the fourth level density and the densities below that anchor in lies, it makes it so difficult to feel, so difficult to see. They cast illusions and traps for us to fall into, so that we cannot feel and be present. This journey I have been on has taken me deep into that. I've gone to the deepest depths. And the truth is far more frightening than even I can share on here. So I look forward to a time when people will listen. When people will listen to the truth, not avoid it, not shy away from it. People keep asking for the truth, but they don't want to hear it when it's actually delivered. Who am I to deliver such truth? Only time will tell. Thank you for listening.